Welcome to Find Myself Free, the podcast. I'm Ellie Young, alcohol-free life coach, mom, and athlete. I'm dedicated to helping others change their relationship to alcohol by sharing my journey of transformation. Fascinated by my own capacity for change after decades of gray area drinking, I'm passionate about sharing what I've learned from neuroscience and positive psychology to help you break free from the drinking cycle and unlock your true potential. Hear my personal stories of triumph and struggle as I navigate raising two boys, finding myself after 40, building a business, and doing it all alcohol free. From women's health and cycle syncing to fasting and biohacking, this podcast is your roadmap to a healthier, purpose filled life that starts with changing your relationship to alcohol. It's time to embrace change, find balance, and create the life you were meant for. Welcome to Find Myself Free. Hi, if you're new to my podcast, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And before we get to the show, I wanted to personally invite you to my balance challenge. This is a 28-day challenge to learn the art of cycle syncing to balance your hormones. After getting alcohol-free, I found cycle syncing, which is supporting the ebb and flow of your hormones with nutrition, exercise, and lifestyle. I found this to be a North Star in my healing as it put me back in touch with my body and brain and allowed me to feel better in my 40s than I ever did in my 30s. As a woman who wants to empower other women to go alcohol-free, balance their hormones, and heal years of cellular damage, I created this challenge to share the top strategies I've learned over the last 3 years that have me feeling mentally and physically better than ever. At 43, no joke, I wish I had learned how to do this sooner. So if your interest is piqued, share this with a friend and go to findmyselffree.com and sign up for the Balance Challenge together. There is strength in numbers, and who doesn't want to balance their hormones, am I right? It's only the single biggest thing impacting your health in your 40s. Share this with a friend, and I can't wait to meet you there. Hello, and welcome back to Find Myself Free. Today's episode is called The September Reset. Now, who doesn't feel that new amazing energy of September? I love it. This feels like a more of a fresh start than January does for me because my kids go back to school. I love the change in the light. I love the change in the air. I just feel like this renewed source of energy. But as I am 43 years old, I'm experiencing a whole new wave of change going on in my body. What has been working for me previously from about 40 to 43 now suddenly doesn't. And it's so interesting because I coach this stuff. I coach hormone balance. I coach helping women cut alcohol. Now, alcohol is no longer a challenge at all for me. I recognize, though, for a lot of women, that is still one of the biggest things that they are hung up on. But the hormone balance stuff, I thought I had it good. I was like, hey, man, I am doing it. I know exactly what to do to take care of my body. But I hit 43 and things started shifting again. I know from experience and coaching that progesterone is what is likely to blame, that progesterone is taking a dive, and no amount of my healthy eating, my stress management, my movement can counter nature, that my body is simply aging and my body is not producing as much progesterone as it used to. I am experiencing cortisol in a way that I haven't before. I don't feel more stressed, but I am experiencing stress differently in my body. I'm having a little more trouble sleeping. I'm having more wake-ups where I'm ruminating at night when I didn't do that for a long time. And I thought, again, I had it hacked. I had the balance that I needed to sleep great. And I'm humbled by the changes that continue to happen. And I was listening to a podcast today that was saying that perimenopause, your hormones, you're changing every 6 months. So just when you think you kind of found a rhythm that works for you, things are changing again. And so staying positive through this and staying adaptive and being able to adjust your methods and, trial and error things and really stay the course is really what I want to coach you on today, because I'm struggling with it myself. I'm struggling with the lack of results that I'm getting from things that were working for me before. So I want to share with you my evolution of some of the things that I'm now trying, because I've shifted a lot of my mindset now around fasting. So I was using fasting really successfully for the last 3 years, and I'm a huge follower of Dr. Mindy Pell's Fast Like a Girl. A lot of my cycle syncing method is following her fasting reset of 30 days. So I recommend fasting only during certain phases that are ideally hormonally suited. However, I'm an athlete. I work out intensely. I like to push my body. I played college soccer, so I am used to a certain level of exercise and I really enjoy it in my body. But when I was fasting, I didn't necessarily want to push my body in that same regard, right? Because we wanted to keep cortisol low. But I did notice I have been losing muscle mass. Now that is part of perimenopause. That could be part of the fasting that I was doing. Might have been fasting and working out too intensely, even though I thought I was working out less. Regardless, things are changing. And so some of the new information that is coming out from a different doctor, and I'm totally blanking on her name right now, but it'll come to me. Again, fun fact of perimenopause, you start to get a little brain fog. Things, you're not as sharp. But it's talking about for active women that we shouldn't be fasted. We shouldn't be fasting before workouts because our body needs that fuel. You need to be stimulating muscle growth with lots of protein. And additionally, our workouts need to change. So I had been trying to advocate for like zone 2 cardio and fasting and then just not pushing your body very hard during those windows. But now, based on what I've learned and based on my own results in my own body. And again, I'm speaking to women who are active, who like to exercise, who are comfortable pushing their bodies a little bit more. If you are someone who struggles to exercise and you're not moving your body a whole lot, then fasting is great for you, right? But if you are an active woman in perimenopause and menopause, perhaps fasting isn't the best method for you, particularly because of the way we should be working out. So this is, again, another thing that I've been shifting, and I plan to shift as I move forward in these next couple months here, is really leaning into weight training, heavy weights. So what they're now recommending is that you really only do 6 to 8 reps. None of this 10, 15 high rep, low weight stuff. We really want to be challenging the muscle with a heavy load to create this reaction in the body that gives you all the health benefits of exercise. This low and slow heart rate cardio, again, if you are new to exercise and you don't have a lot of history of pushing your body in this way, that's great for you and fasting is going to be great. But for someone like me and other athletes or people who have a pretty healthy foundation of exercise in their life, we're going to be leaning into also not just weight training, but HIIT workouts. I used to do HIIT all the time, and then I kind of phased out of it thinking it was bad for me, and now I'm leaning back into it. And I actually really like HIIT. It's definitely more of a challenging, pushing workout. It takes more mental energy for me, though, to say I'm going to do a HIIT workout today than it is for me to like hop on my SoulCycle bike and do a ride. Even though SoulCycle tends to feel like a HIIT workout to me as well because it's pretty high intensity and there's intervals. You can make it a HIIT workout, but sometimes I get on there and I'm just like, I'm going to keep my heart rate in zone 2 while fasted. I was doing that a lot. If you followed me on Instagram, that's sometimes how I would fast was I would, stay fasted and hop on that bike. So again, everything I'm teaching you guys here, I am a study of one. I am one person and I try things. But the coolest part about what I coach is that it is backed by the latest science, the latest studies coming out, the latest information around perimenopause and menopause. And I'm applying it to myself and I'm applying it to my clients but we are all so different. Our lifestyles are so different. And so that is something I really, really encourage you to do is when you are listening to the information, make sure it is meant for you. Make sure they are talking to the type of person that you are. Again, like I said, if you have never exercised a lot and you are someone who's pretty much sedentary and you've been coming off a diet of like the processed foods and stuff like that, fasting is going to be an amazing healing tool for you to use and it's going to help you drop quite a bit of weight. But if you are someone who's like, I have worked out my entire life, I have eaten relatively clean my whole life, I did experience a lot of benefits from fasting these last 3 years, but it's not working for me anymore. And I think my muscle mass was taking a hit. So I'm adjusting. I am now fueling myself before all of my workouts. I'm fueling myself even before like a 6 a.m. Yoga class. I am now having a minimum of 15 grams of protein before I even go to a 6 a.m. yoga class. And then when I come back, I'm trying to get 40 grams of protein. I will let you know how that goes. So we are just now on this new style of eating. If you are interested in getting into my balance challenge that is coming up this month, it actually starts on Monday. It's the 6th. It starts on the 9th, and I'm going to be taking you through a month of hormone balancing with all of the latest science. You're going to get a overview of what exactly your hormones are doing because they're a mess. It's perimenopause. What our normal ratios that we used to have in our youth are now fluctuating and they're all over the place, which is creating a lot of the symptoms that you're suffering from. And the best part is, though, we really don't have to suffer. No, we can't fight nature and completely avoid this phase, but we can minimize the suffering and we can lean into learning about it, and we can really just continue to be flexible and adjust, what the exercise we're eating, the nutrition, and again, the best part about this is that this method is going to work nutritionally. The nutrition piece of this is how you should be eating from age 15 all the way until you're 100. This healthy style of eating is how all women should be eating. It's not like, oh, only perimenopausal women need to eat like this. No. So, sorry, I got a little tickle in my throat. This is how you can be eating throughout your lifetime, whether you are estrogen deficient, whether you are estrogen dominant, whether you are low progesterone. The cycle syncing method that I teach you in the Balance Challenge is going to be focused on detox. First, we want to make sure we are eliminating as much detox in our food supply, in the products we use on our skin, the products we use around the household. And then we're going to also be working on physical detox, like opening up our detox pathways and sweating and using biohacking methods to actually heal our body from within. So detox is a huge component to hormone balance. And a lot of people don't see detox like that. They see it as something that you should only do after like a big party weekend or a holiday weekend like this, right? Where you've gone on vacation and you've traveled and you've kind of let yourself fall off the wagon diet wise. And so detox is actually something we can be doing daily. And so throughout the Balance Challenge, I actually challenge you to pick up a new detox daily habit. And it can be as simple as adding lemon water to your morning routine. It could be as simple as dry brushing before your hot shower. It could be as simple as adding cruciferous veggies to your dinner. And so these are like 3 really, really simple ways that you can help support detox in your body. And this is very critical to hormone balance at any age and just moving forward for overall health. So detox is something that I am always prioritizing every single day. It is definitely part of my September reset and definitely part of my balance challenge going forward. So some of the other things we are going to be focusing on in the balance challenge are sleep protocols, right? So sleep is king. It is one of the most important things impacting our overall health. And so supporting our sleep is, again, it's a skill, right? You might know these things, but applying them into your life is another battle, right? And so I put a lot of mindset work into my course about behavior change, about not seeing that these changes are feeling like deprivation to yourself, like, oh, I have to do a detox and I have to do a cleanse and I have to do a diet. All of those words bring up negative emotions in our body. My coaching teaches you to move forward, to actually focus on this future self that is thriving and to fuel that energetically with positive emotion and to actually believe that it's possible. Because when you believe that you can change and you will change, when you're not sabotaging yourself with self-talk like, this won't work, I don't have time for this, like, who has time to meal prep and meal plan? Like, these are the kinds of things I get from people when they focus on the resistance that they feel, right? Instead of focusing on how a belief that this is all possible, that the change can really come. So mindset is so important when it comes to behavior change. And I put a lot of this in the Balance Challenge course so that it's not just a bunch of course content where you're just like, cool, now I know how to diet. I've probably already known how a lot of these things. Okay, now, yeah, sure. I should be prioritizing sleep and oh yeah, I should be prioritizing my stress management, but how do I actually change my life? How do I actually change my behavior? How do I change my thinking? All right? This is neuroplasticity. This is where all change lives. It starts with our thoughts. It starts with the voice that's telling you, you know, I can't do a program like this. I don't have time. I don't even have time to like do a masterclass and listen in, right? Here's what I know about behavior change. And this is something I study closely because I'm so curious about my own journey and my own experience with change and the seasons to it, right? There are some seasons when I'm really gung ho and hungry for change and I'm seeking out learning and I'm seeking out community and I'm seeking out environments to really push me and to support that change. And then there's other times when I'm a little more closed off and I'm resistant, I'm a little more negative. I can feel myself being like, oh, I don't have time. And like, it's not going to work for me. It's never worked before, things like that. And so, what I know about if you want to create that momentum of positive change in yourself, if you're not there, but like consciously, you're like, I want that. I want to get into a place where I have the time and I have the energy to like pursue this type of growth in myself. It is about the content you're consuming. It is about the environments you're placing yourself in. So if you are here and you are listening to this, awesome, because you are now putting some stuff in your brain that is going to support positive growth in yourself, right? Content is important. Garbage in, garbage out, just like your body. I always tell my kids this too, like what you're watching on YouTube, it is garbage and it's going to create garbage thinking and it's going to create garbage behavior in you, right? And so I'm no fun and they're like, Mom. And I'm like, you really want to watch a fat man shout at a video game and somehow this guy has millions of followers. I have no idea how, but anyways, I digress. So change starts with the content you're consuming. It's new information. You have to get new information that is going to start to change your subconscious thinking. And I put a lot of this in the balance challenge as well, because this is the same behavior work I do around coaching to help women cut alcohol, because we have these subconscious attachments to alcohol, these subconscious beliefs that we need alcohol to socialize, that we need alcohol to relax, that we need alcohol to fit in, right? Food is very similar. Hormones, our beliefs about hormones, our beliefs about our body, our aging, our beliefs about how women are viewed culturally in this phase of life, they're very ingrained in us. They're very deep-seated and they're hard to they're working on us subconsciously and they are limiting us, right? Because we can't see past it. We see all of the sick people in our world, diabetes, heart disease, cancer, and we assume it's a given. We assume it is part of our future and that it's just kind of like, oh, there's some unlucky people, right? We actually have so much more control than we know. And part of that is changing how you think about. Part of it is believing you have the agency and the power and the ability to actually do this stuff, to actually create positive health change in yourself, right? It isn't just an elite few who can access this stuff. It isn't people with just great willpower who can do this. No, you really have to change the way you think, feel, and behave about food, about your body, about alcohol, about your relationship as a woman in this place in life, okay? And these are all things that I've personally struggled with and I am still struggling with as I move forward. So, just here's a little side story here. I just did back to school night for my boys. And so many women are crazy thin. I couldn't believe it. And it is just so odd to me that you don't actually see I live in a very wealthy area, and so I'm sure that this is, you know, fairly unique to my area, but that women can afford things like Ozempic, these semaglutides, Wegovy, Mounjaro. I feel like those are some of the names of them. I honestly don't know too much about this other than a lot of women are on it here, and a lot of women have lost a significant amount of weight. I also know that it's tempting me because I've been gaining weight despite some of my best efforts, and I know I need to pivot and change, um, but I don't feel good about it. I feel like it's cheating, and I feel like there's this shame associated with it. It's really a double-edged sword because there's shame associated with normal weight gain and perimenopause, like as if I'm being lazy, as if I'm gross and I have gross habits and gross diet and things like that. I actually feel that way sometimes. I have to talk myself out of that. But yet when I see the use of Ozempic in my community, I don't identify with that because I feel like it's cheating, and then it's also hush hush, like nobody will talk about it. Like everyone wants to just assume like you did it naturally. And when you ask, they say, "Well, I'm intermittent fasting." Okay, I know all about intermittent fasting. I've been doing it for years, but I'm not looking like that. I'm not getting results like that. So something is different. I was listening to a little information from the Glucose Goddess. If you guys follow her, she's awesome. And she was citing some studies that say with Ozempic, the weight that you lose, 40% of it is muscle mass. That is scary because muscle is the organ of longevity. It's what is going to help us stay foundationally strong in our body as we age, keep us out of the nursing homes, right? Keep us from taking a fall, keep us from getting osteoporosis, right? So I have another doctor, Dr. Mary Claire Haver, say that she's concerned that with this type of weight loss and muscle mass, that it will lead to an epidemic of osteoporosis in women to come in the next 20 years here, right? So those reasons alone really turn me off. Also, I'm fairly natural. Also, I really feel like I need to work for things. I don't know, joke's on me, because everywhere I look, I just see more and more women who have just dropped considerable amounts of weight. And it makes me feel like, wow, what am I even trying to do with my coaching business here? I'm trying to coach you through this difficult phase when you could just take a pill or take a shot, and not have to learn anything and not have to change any part of your diet. And we all know that's not ideal, right? But it's hard to fight reality. It's hard to fight what's actually happening all around me, and to not feel tempted and to not feel bad about myself that like, you know, I'm the only one who's still, struggling with perimenopause when I could just be taking a shot and it could all go away. But we know that's not true, right? We know you're not going to be hormonally balanced just because you've lost a significant amount of weight. In fact, I would believe that you are really hormonally struggling, and that it's probably exacerbating the symptoms of perimenopause. Um, Again, I think there is a place for it. I think this is a tool that you can use, especially if you're someone who has to lose a significant amount of weight. But, um, for the average mom, and I don't think it's good unless you were going to do it with a lot of education around how to nourish yourself, how to make sure you don't lose muscle mass, which is going to be a heavy, heavy focus on protein. And guess what? I'm not on Ozempic, and it's hard to hit my protein goals. It's hard to intermittent fast and then still hit my protein goals, because on the days when I fast, I only have like 2 meals then to try and get, 130 grams of protein. That is my ideal body weight. That is not what I weigh, though, folks. You're supposed to eat 1 gram of protein for every pound of ideal body weight. So, um, these are the things that are in my mind right now. I am kicking them around. I am struggling in real time through with perimenopause. Some of the things that are going great, to be honest, with my method and with my strategy, I will say my sleep. As of late, I've had a couple little weird sleep ups, but I would say overall my sleep is really, really strong and really great. I really, my sleep hygiene is strong. My skin, I actually feel like my skin is really healthy. I don't feel like I've lost too much collagen, although I do take collagen daily. I take a collagen supplement in my coffee daily, and I also have another liquid collagen that I take when I'm not having that latte. Um, Detox is a really strong piece that I am consistent with, and I love it, and it feels really amazing. And exercise is a huge, strong piece. I will also say my nourishment is amazing. Like I am eating more nutritiously than I've ever ate and ever eaten. Excuse me, that was not good English. And I feel really good. I feel really good in my body. Does the scale reflect that? No, which makes me really, really just be humbled by this perimenopause phase, because I'm like, I am doing literally everything right. I know the most, and yet the scale has still gone up. So I'm getting into my balance challenge and I am double downing on these efforts. And I want to, like, I am not a skinny model who's going to show you my six pack and be like, you can be just like me. I'm a real woman going through perimenopause in real time, diving into the science and really applying all these things and trying it out and really sticking to it, to see what works and to see what doesn't. And again, I'm a study of one. But if you want to join me and you want to see the latest science and how you can apply it in your own life, and we can do it, we can tailor it and tweak it just based on your lifestyle, your needs, your physical activity, your sleep habits, things like that. These are all the pieces that we focus on. So here are the pillars of perimenopause hormone balancing. It is focusing on sleep, focusing on stress management, focusing on detox, and not just after a 3-day bender, daily detox. And then we focus on nourishment. And this is about nutrition and what our perimenopause bodies need, which is like just a quick overview: a lot of protein, fiber, antioxidants, probiotics, and healthy fats. You build your plate with those 5 and you are winning. And then the last one, movement. And how are we shifting away from like low heart rate cardio into more strength training, more HIIT workouts, more sprint training? And again, this is for the active woman. What I just mentioned there, yes, if you are not very active and you want to start easing into those kind of things, go for it. But this is for more of the active woman. I'm going to be incorporating more HIIT. I'm going to be incorporating sprints. In fact, this afternoon, I'm going to go sprint the hills here, and see how I feel, see how that goes. And then heavy weights. So I currently have 2 20-pound weights on my deck that I work out with. I'm going to go get heavier ones. I have a 40-pound kettlebell. I'm going to be trying to do my weight routine now by only doing 6 to 8 reps. So I'm going to be trying to go till failure at 6 to 8 reps. So whatever weight that is that I need, I got to go get that. I'm probably heading over to Dick's Sporting Goods today with a coupon. I have a little 20% off, and I'm going to be pumping it. But that is all for today, guys. My kids had a half day and I've got to go be a mom. So I would love for you to join me in the Balance Challenge. It starts on Monday, the 9th. So go to my website, findmyselffree.com, click on the Balance Challenge. The early bird rate is still good until Monday. So get in at that early bird rate and start feeling better than you ever have, and work with me. Watch this evolution take place in yourself, and don't be frustrated by it. Take the power back, take agency back in your health, because we were meant to thrive, not just survive this decade, and you can do it. And I am with you. So until next time, everybody, I'll see ya. Hey, you've just listened to an episode of Find Myself Free. And if some part of this left you wanting more, if your curiosity has been piqued and your intuition is telling you, I'm ready for more, then check out my coaching offers at findmyselffree.com. I have the Brave course to help you break free from booze. And I designed this course with the exact lessons that led to my transformation. I also have the Balance Challenge for those ready to learn the art of cycle syncing to balance their hormones. If you're looking for additional support and to take either of these programs to the next level, I also offer one-on-one coaching. Now, I worked with a coach for 4 months at the start of my alcohol-free journey, and it made all the difference. Being able to talk to someone who knew what I was going through and could help me navigate my new world gave me a foundation of support I could build on. And it's a big reason why I'm a coach today. I want to help others find their freedom and level up their health. If this sounds good to you, connect with me at findmyselffree.com and set up a call. Listen to your intuition that is telling you you were meant for more. I am with you. You got this.